Don't freak out. I bought shoes. This is actually monumental for me. I'm not trolling. I have never bought shoes that were not athletic shoes ever in my entire life. I've always just, oh my gosh, bro. You wanna know what sparked this? I broke my shoes. I completely ripped my shoes playing pickleball a week and a half ago. I did the exact same thing last year. I need to be better with shoes. I need more appropriate shoes for the occasion, and I need shoes that are not just athletic wear shoes. And so that is what I did. It felt very cool. It was also one of the first few times that I've gone clothes shopping on my own. Not that I bought clothes. Do shoes technically count as clothes? I'm not entirely sure. It was one of the first times I just went to a freaking mall and bought stuff, bro. You wanna know the first time I did that? In Japan. Does that tell you anything about the kind of person I am? My first time buying clothes for myself was in Japan with the Lifesteal crew. It was great. It was an awesome time. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I didn't know my size. I didn't know what to look for, what is style, but I got some stuff, and I remember walking out. I think this is on footage somewhere. I'm pretty sure to rap stream this. I remember walking out and my friends saying, "Dang, that looks good on you." I will have that memory probably for the rest of my life. It's not like the most defining moment of my life, but it was the first time I'd ever gone shopping for myself. And the first time, okay, we're talking about a lot of first times here. The first time I ever thought I looked good was about 2 years ago. For my entire life, I've always, I don't know, how do I explain this? It felt virtuous to not care about how I looked and to sort of embrace that. Also, just because I didn't know how to do it. I remember growing up as a kid, I would wear a lot of jeans, and I remember, oh my gosh, this is such a funny little memory. I remember sliding around on my knees at recess and getting grass stains all over my knees on all of my pants and getting holes in the knees on every single pair of pants. I don't really know how this fits into this story, but that's like my first inkling of what I wear. For the rest of my life until becoming an adult, I kind of just wore whatever I had. I never went shopping myself. I would wear clothes that I get for Christmas. Yeah, that's 95% of all the clothes that I would get. Maybe the occasional piece of clothing on my birthday. And I never felt like I looked bad. Well, no, that's not true. I definitely felt I looked bad in some cases, but that wasn't the predominant feeling. I just never thought I looked good, you know? I'm also just like a child at this point, going through school, going through puberty, doing all the kid stuff. I never... it's not that I don't know, how do I describe this? Because I wasn't like an unconfident person. I was just like a quiet, rule-following person, and I didn't really think about style too much, I guess. And then that kind of just continued into like high school and onward. What did I even wear? I don't know, but I remember stuff that I would wear was probably not size right. I would wear mostly hand-me-downs from my brother because I'm the second oldest, so that's where a lot of my clothes would get. Also, the brother younger than me, like, became taller than me, and so I also just started getting his hand-me-downs too from my younger brother, and that's like most of the stuff I wore. And then obviously you have like the soccer jerseys, the sports uniforms. I would wear that stuff. I remember doing cross country for the first time and wearing a tank top for the first time. That was a weird, crazy experience. But this all culminates into Japan. I buy clothes for the first time, and then I basically don't do anything since. You know, I still didn't feel confident going clothes shopping because I had done it once in Japan. That is until... I don't even know. What's the timeline here? 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 4 days ago, 8 days ago? Not entirely sure. Some amount of days in the past. It also just doesn't even matter, right? Because you're watching this in the future anyways. Some amount of days ago, I went to a mall and I got shoes. It felt cool. It wasn't even really uncomfortable. I don't know if I should say I was getting out of my comfort zone, but I was doing new things. It felt so cool. Oh my gosh, wait, I totally messed the story up. I forgot a critical point. Okay, can we pause this story for a while? for a second, a huge part of this is getting a mirror for the first time. That's where this really kicked off. You know, I broke my shoes, so I needed new shoes, but I did that literally last year. I broke running shoes playing Duck Duck Goose. This year I broke running shoes playing pickleball. I've since sewed them up myself. Not a great sewing job, but I have fixed them. What made this year different than last year is I bought a mirror. And for the first time in my life, I feel like these are skills I should have learned earlier, or lessons. For the first time in my life, I had a mirror to see my whole appearance, to see what my outfit looks like. What do my pants look like? What do my pants look like in relation to my shoes, to my shirts? I'm not a super fashion-oriented person, like I said. I was a very, for a while, when I first moved out, I thought, maybe I should just get 8 of the same shirts and 8 of the same pants. That's where I'm coming from. My cousin would always make fun of me. She's like, "Why you have 0 clothes?" I had 1 pair of shoes, guys. Dude, I am all over the place with this. I apologize. I guess that's kind of why we come here for these commentary videos, to listen to me talk in circles. So I do have a mirror. It's on my wall in my kitchen, and I bought what do you call it? A door mirror to hang on my door so I could actually see my full appearance, but it was kind of small, so I went to Home Depot. I got a full-length mirror. It's like 70 inches tall by 20 or 30, somewhere, enough so that I can see my entire appearance. And I saw this really good video that I will link in the description from a YouTuber named Speed. I think it's called something... How 5 rules, fashion rules, how to dress your 5 ways to dress yourself. Not entirely sure. There's a 5 in there, and it's about dressing well without trying harder, because he's not encouraging you to buy stuff. He's just saying, hey, these are general rules I've learned as an adult 35-year-old man of wearing stuff that fits. And I remember watching the video, and I thought, oh, that kind of makes sense. This is what makes a pant fit. Dude, I learned about pant numbers, like sizing, a few days ago. I knew they existed, and I thought I was somewhere in the 30s. I was like, what am I? 31, 32? What does that even mean? There's 2 numbers. What do they mean? I have since learned what they mean. The first number, that's your waist size. The second number, that is how long they are. It depends. I have a couple pants in a couple different sizes, and they work for different styles. You know what I mean? And dude, can you tell this is what I've been thinking about a lot? I haven't been making videos. I've been doing adult stuff. I've been getting insurance. I've been shopping. I've been cooking. This has been my life. I've been having so much fun though. So I learned what my pant sizes are, and one of the really good lessons in this video, one of the 5 lessons. Actually can't remember what the lessons were, but at some point he's like, pull up your pants. You can wear pants higher. He talks about the 2/3 rule, how your pants should be 2/3 like the height of your body, and then the shirt should be like 1/3, and that just like kind of makes sense. And I started doing stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, maybe this is my style. I can try tucking in a shirt here, maybe wear this shirt here. This is why this shirt has always felt so weird. I check my pants in the section of like, oh, I don't like these pants anymore. Those pants just didn't fit, bro. They were a wrong size. I learned that I had 4 sizes of pants in my dresser. Like, what? And I picked out the ones that I liked and the ones that they match with. He talked about colors a little bit. I know a little bit about colors. I've done art stuff. It's like contrast and whatnot. But it's not really that deep or crazy. Some of the coolest things I like from this video were he talked about being like confidence in general. That always works. And the best thing you can do to look better or for your outfits is to just be healthy, like be a fit person, have good skin. And that is the only piece of fashion thing that I've ever mastered. My entire life, I really thought, like, if I'm trying to look better, I'll just, like, work out more and eat better. You know what I mean? And that's really the extent of my styling and fashion had been. Until a little bit of it go, and now it's kind of exploded. The amount of time I have looked at myself in a mirror in the past 3 days is probably 20 times longer than my entire life combined. Because I just never did it. I never had a freaking mirror. I never looked at myself. And yeah, there's value in like not looking at yourself or caring about what you look or fashion in a sense. I'm not a, don't get me wrong, I'm not about to be a high fashion style person walking the runways using these crazy elaborate outfits. I just want to look decent, you know? I want to like look at myself and be like, dang, I'm confident in myself. That looks good. And I think I'm slowly inching towards that way. I also, throughout this process, I needed to get some stuff for a wedding. So I had to go clothes shopping for that. That was fun. That was cool. Learned a little bit more about sizes and how to wear suits and what goes with it. Bro, I got a brown belt and it finally matches some brown shoes that I have. I've never had a belt and wait, I messed that up. A belt and boots. No, that's English. A belt and shoes that match. And that's just a good rule. I was talking with my brother earlier today. He's like, the one rule I know is your belt and your shoes, the color should match. Yeah, obviously they should. Oh my gosh, past me has never known freaking anything, bro. So the past couple of days have just been this explosion of, you know, going back to the title of this video, shoes and pants and shirts and what that means. Because I really haven't bought that much stuff. I actually bought a decent amount for the wedding. I got a white shirt now. I got a blue shirt. I got a black shirt. I got another suit. I got another suit. I got a pair of pants. I got a pair of pants. As for all of the other stuff, I really haven't bought that much. I bought 2 pairs of shoes because I didn't have any shoes. I had like duckbill looking running shoes. That was pretty much it. So I got 2 pairs of shoes and I haven't bought a shirt or any pants. But this revelation, this explosion has been in how I use my stuff and what I use. You know, I've put a couple things in the don't use pile. I've been mixing, been matching. And like I said, it's not the craziest thing ever, but I think it's important to at least be aware of how you look. It matters a lot, you know? When people look at you, everybody's judging everybody all the time. I'm sorry, like, maybe not in a crazy bad way, but when you look at somebody, what they're wearing, like, even subconsciously, like, it does affect it. It's important, and I've just never really done anything about it. Now let's watch this one cycle. Do I choke this? I think I choked this. This is like a really awkward one cycle. Wait, do I not choke it? I'm sure that I kill the dragon. Ooh, I just lose. Oh, so that's what happened. I've actually been on a generational loss streak, so maybe that's the next commentary video. Maybe it's because I haven't been playing Minecraft as much. Dude, I'm like 250 right now. It's the lowest I've been maybe since I started speedrunning. It's crazy.